Welcome, welcome, welcome. I'm Dr. Arnold Nerenberg. I've been licensed to practice clinical psychology in the state of California since 1974. I like to say I've been licensed to walk upon this earth since 1941, which in a few weeks will make me 82 years old. So it's my pleasure, my enjoyment, my privilege to be able to bring to you the lessons and understandings and inspirations of a lifetime, with the intention of uplifting you and your loved ones for the rest of your lives. That's truly my intention, to really uplift you, to inspire you, to bring more hope. The title of today's presentation is Loyalty. I think it's the only time I've given a presentation with one word, loyalty. Everybody values it. Everybody wants to receive it. You have to ask the question, how many people actually give it? Question, how many people will give that loyalty? Now, a person can have a loyalty to an individual, a loyalty to a code. For instance, loyalty to a code of honor. In fact, honor demands loyalty, and honor is even defined in terms of loyalty. Loyalty to your highest constructive values as enshrined in the 4 commandments of honor, while striving to cause no harm emotionally and physically. Now, with loyalty involves trust. A trust is built, a connection is built, a bond is built. But let me preempt with all of this by saying there's very little loyalty in many of our institutions in the world today. Most corporations, people work for their corporation, they spend 20, 30 years giving their whole lives to it. But unfortunately, what happens is that when it's more profitable for them to remove that person, get somebody to pay a fraction of the amount, they will remove them. There are many people who had a loyalty to their employer, to their corporation, but it wasn't reciprocated. That's the unfortunate truth. Now, in Japan, people are very loyal to the corporation, and the corporations are very loyal to the employee. But that becomes their life. They hang out with each other after work. There's a loyalty. Our corporations right now, for the most part, there are certain ones that are honorable. It's more of expediency. International affairs, mostly expediency. You could have 2 world leaders. Countries have common interest. But when it's more in the interest of one nation to break a treaty or do something else, history is filled with those, just filled with it. Because there's not a loyalty. Now, loyalty also involves a couple of factors. Keeping your word and trust. So when you're loyal to somebody, you're saying, I will remember the bond between us. I'm grateful for what you've done for me. You remember what the person's done for you, and you feel a gratitude for it. So many times people have done so much for another person, so much, and that person just forgets about it. There's no gratitude, and there's no loyalty when that person then needs that person for something. They're not there because they don't have a sense of loyalty. Now, me personally, I'm an extremely loyal person, extremely so. Not to my credit. My father was that way. Very often it's a family trait. My father was extremely loyal. And by the way, my wife is extremely loyal. Again, I don't think she can take any credit for it. Her parents were that way. Now, a person can be loyal independent of the parental influence, but that really is a big factor for many of us. So what I'm going to talk about, we'll talk about 2 levels of loyalty. A pledge of true loyalty. I declare that this is a statement of loyalty. I declare that I'll always seek to protect you from myself and never turn against you. So that's part of the loyalty, is I'm not going to turn against you. It's huge. I will always defend you against my own negative thoughts, words, and actions. Because you can be in a situation with people you love, you've been loyal to, you've been known for your whole life. But at some point, they do something to really tick you off. You can have really negative thoughts. I got to get rid of this person. This person's no good. They're stupid. Whatever. You're getting all these thoughts. It's one thing to defend somebody with somebody else. Person X is saying something bad about person Y, and you defend person Y. That's one thing. The main person we need to defend the others against is ourselves. The thoughts that we're entertaining, that are not really loyal, is really turning against that person. So, I will always defend you against my negative thoughts, words, and actions. People understand that's an important part of loyalty, is protection against us. I will always seek to place your well-being before my own. A person's not going to be loyal and say, well, if I can make some money here and jump on this and to your loss, my gain, well, where's the loyalty? I'm going to put you before myself. That's the goal. It's not always doable, but that's the aspiration. To be loyal, to be truly loyal, you're going to have to do that. Because as soon as your self-interest to be disloyal, to break that loyalty, then you will. Now, your well-being matters to me. I will always remember the bond between us. I will always remember the bond between us. So you might be angry, you might feel upset with that person, but you say, wow, I love this guy. I love this person. There's that bond. I don't like this, but I'm loyal. That's fair. Now, I've learned how to do that, by the way. I've learned how to do it. I don't turn against people. I may have to set boundaries. I may have to say something rarely, harshly, just for an understanding to be there. I won't turn. And most people are dangerous. I don't care how much you like each other, love each other. People will turn. You've seen it. You live long enough, you see people you trusted, family members, best friends, turn. Because they didn't defend you against their own thoughts. And then if you want to be loyal, you want to develop this trait, then you have to defend your loved ones against your own thoughts, words, and actions. Now, a pledge of ultimate loyalty, this is something in terms of another person, you can only give to one person. I declare that I always seek to place your well-being before all others, including my own. You are and will always be my top priority. You're going to give that to one person. For me, I give that to my wife. You give that to one person. I'm not talking about even a philosophy that you have that loyalty to, or God. I'm just talking about to another human being. That one goes one. The other of true loyalty, protecting people against your own negativity. The other one, the first one, you can give to many people. That one's just for one person. You're putting them before all others. Not before yourself, but before all others. And the myth of one thing people say when they're loyal, say, I have your back. One to that one special person, and one that you can give to many. What people don't realize is the need for you, for all of us, to protect the people that we love and the people we're supposedly loyal to protect them from who? From us. Because if you don't have this in mind, you will turn. I guarantee you will turn. And it manifests in your thought, eventually be word, and ultimately action. It will happen. It's happened to you. It's been done to you. You've done it to others. It will happen. You have to have you're getting a thought. This guy's, I don't like him right now. I don't like him. I'm just going to get rid of him. I'm going to just cut him out of this deal. He's not really doing his part, whatever. and you just make the move, as opposed to, hey, I wish you well. I need to talk to you about some ways that maybe you can participate more, help the project more, whatever. But you'll see it brewing. You will see it brew inside your mind. And don't think the people that you feel love you and who do love you don't have that going towards you or towards me. They do. But when you're committed to the way of loyalty, loyalty demands, honor demands loyalty, and loyalty in the full sense of what I'm talking about. Now, another thing, don't expect people to be able to give you this level. It's something you're learning. We can give it. There'll be a few people in your life that will give that to you. Of course, parents in a normal parental situation, normal parents will be able to give that to you. Other people, it's going to be extremely rare. Extremely, but it exists. And when you find somebody like that, of course, you have to go through different situations, trials and tribulations. One of the beauties of going through trials and tribulations, you get to see who's really loyal. How many people found out they're true friends when they were down and out? I did this for this guy, that guy helped this one, this one, this one. Where was anybody when I needed that story? Where were they when I needed them? That's when you find out the true friends. I had a felony some years ago. Sometimes the spouse will just leave them at that time. My wife said, I'll sell everything and move to where the prison, if you go to prison, I'll move to near the prison, and I'll be able to see you all the time. I mean, that to me is loyalty. I never forgot it. It was worth the whole felony just to hear that from my wife. Unbelievable. The felony was worth it. It was a blessing that came out of it. Of course, many blessings came out of that. I've talked about that in many of my lectures. Well, this is such an important topic. I'm going to open it up for comments and questions. Let's start off. Christy, anything you want to ask or say about this?
I really like what you said about, loyalty is the ability to, defend that person from your own negative thoughts, words, and actions. So I think that this is really an important point that you make. Growing up, loyalty was very important to my dad, and he always emphasized that you can only count on the number of friends in your life on one hand. And his purpose for sharing that was that there are very few people that you can really count on to be loyal. And I think that that's a good lesson, because some people are loyal to a fault, and they're not able to discern, who they should be loyal to, and who they maybe should be more discerning in terms of the trust. So no, I like what you said. I definitely, there's a big takeaway, from having that one person in your life that you defend against your own negative thoughts.
Well, that's a pledge you can give to many. The ultimate loyalty is you're going to put this person above all else, including yourself. That's the one person. But I have a feeling that you're a very loyal person, Christy. Am I right or wrong? Truthfully,
I am. Yes. Very much so. To a select few, I think it goes back to, just what my dad instilled in me as well. Yes, I am very loyal. I would do anything for the people that I'm loyal towards. So
that's a beautiful trait. As I say, everybody wants to have people be loyal to them. But the goal is for you, for all of us to aspire to be loyal to others. Well said, and you're lucky to have that kind of parental upbringing. That's beautiful. Bernice, anything you want to ask or say about this?
Yeah, so I hopped on a little late, a little behind, but I caught the main points and ideas. And I just want to say, where were you 10 years ago in my life? Because I could have used this information a long time ago,
The truth is that I've been always loyal, but the idea of being loyal and knowing how not to turn against other people myself, that understanding grew in the last 10 years. So, going back before those 10 years, I didn't understand that. I was loyal, but I didn't know about this part of the loyalty. So this is now, but by being betrayed, it shows you how you don't want to be. But at the same time, you give that loyalty when you give it, but at the same time, you have to use some wisdom, as Christy was saying, discerning. Actually, I this kind of loyalty where I don't turn on people, I give pretty well across the board. And I aspire to, I put that across the board with people in my all relationships.
It's a revolutionary thought because you think you know what loyalty is and what that means, but sometimes it means protecting other people from yourself also, and that is like beautiful.
Well, that's a new thought. Like the Spirit brings me some understandings and inspirations, and I would normally think of loyalty. Like loyal to your country, you die for your country, you give your life for somebody. That's the extreme of loyalty. Certainly, that's loyalty, but it's not the everyday thing. Right? I mean, most people, 99% of people, are not called to die for somebody. But in our everyday thing, the everyday situation, if you're protective towards somebody you love and you're loyal to, but the main one to protect that person from is you. Main one for me to protect you against is me. I may or may not be able to protect you from others, but I can protect you from myself. And that's true loyalty. And that came to me slowly. I'm passing it on to all our wonderful people, younger. You understand this at a lot earlier age than I did. I'm glad you saw that point, Bernice. Yeah, I wish I'd been there 10 years ago to tell you about some of this. I wouldn't have had all the knowledge, but I wish I'd been there.
I'm still appreciative. I still appreciate it now. And it's so beautiful. Because you think you know a word, but you can go into depth and really, learn. My friend and I, we were like, she was looking at some words that might describe her. She was pretty much taking a personality test. And
was it Myers-Briggs?
It was not. It was like a...
Okay. I just took a guess. All right.
Leadership test.
Okay, yeah.
But it like was asking her, it was giving her like some words, like, big, some weren't even big, but it was just like these words that you thought you knew, and we started to define them, to look them up, and I was like, dang, I didn't know it went that deep. And I feel like loyalty, it should definitely be described that deep. You went into another level of like, not only are you protecting this person from other people, but you're taking it upon yourself to protect that person against yourself when the time comes.
Listen, you can have somebody you totally love and totally loves you. But if that person's not committed to that person, is going to hurt you. They're going to say something really nasty. And at that moment, they won't even care. And that's somebody who really, really loves you. Unless they have this loyalty.
Right.
That person will hurt you. I'm just being real about it. Unless they understand this level. So we want to bring this as a part of the honor movement. Bringing the honor movement is honor to the people. And we want to bring the concept of loyalty to the people. As far as I know, I'm the only one who has said this to this point. I don't take credit for it. I really feel it's inspired by the Holy Spirit. But it's unique, and it's something, each of you has a unique gift to offer people now with this.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and definitely to spread the idea, but also to look for it in other people. Like, are you loyal to me to this degree?
I'm positive that practically nobody has thought about it. There might be somebody in the world, but practically nobody. They always say, I've got your back. What they mean by that is, if you shoot somebody, I'll help you hide the gun. But they're not talking about I'm not going to turn on you. I'm going to protect you against myself. Ha! That's huge, huge. I'm glad that your insight and you're seeing this for what it is. That's excellent, Bernice. Excellent.
Thank you.
Kimberly, anything you want to ask or say?
Hi. Yeah. I don't even know. Loyalty. Wow. I feel like I'm one of the most loyal person in this world.
You're not only one of the most loyal persons, you're also one of the most generous people. And I know you've been betrayed over and over again. People that understand what loyalty is. I know you. Yeah.
Yes, too many times that I feel like I always want to get out of that bubble of being loyal, and it comes natural to me to be that way, and I always end up getting like, I don't want to say screwed over, but yeah, pretty much.
Well,
so.
Well, one, you don't have to be giving people money that, whatever. That's one thing. Doesn't mean you have to give everybody what they want. Certainly coming through for them, that's fine, but with discernment. But the type of loyalty of not turning on the people, you can give that across the board. They can't hurt you with that. You may have to withdraw from that relationship, but you still don't turn on them. I release you to your destiny. I wish you well. And you're wishing that person well, but you're not going to keep exposing yourself to the pain of what they do to you.
Yeah, okay, so real quick, doctor.
Yeah, go ahead.
Maybe, and I'll say it out there. It's a quick little story, and it just happened to me, and I think I kind of mentioned it last time, and it's something that I've been struggling with a lot. So, I'm going to school. I'm, this girl, like I was struggling with one of the tests, and I thought I was, anyway, she's like, no, you know what? Hey, I'll help you. Let's come into my group study. We'll help each other, whatever. The next test, I ended up getting a 92, and I felt very appreciative to that. And when we picked our classes for our next term, she asked me if everybody wanted a class that I got, and I was so happy. She called me crying, saying that she didn't get the same class, and if I could drop it so I can go to her class so we can study together. I did that for her. Oof. And right now we took a test about a couple of weeks. I did better than her, and she got upset with me. And she just doesn't want to study with me, doesn't want to talk to me. And it's just like, well, and I try saying it very fast. That way I don't go on and on about
listen,
the story.
Kimberly, that is a that's a good story to share. She did not have that loyalty. She couldn't protect you against herself. She got whatever negative thoughts she built about you. She started telling herself a really bad story about you. God knows what it is. She told herself a bad story, and she didn't defend you against her own bad story. That's what it is. People tell themselves bad stories. That's how they betray you. People don't say, oh, I'm a no good son of a gun, I'm going to betray you. No, they come up with a bad story. They talk themselves into it. They may even get other people to agree what a bad story it is, what a bad person you are, and then you turn. That's how they do it. People justify their disloyalty.
Yeah.
Because you did this, therefore I'm just pushing you out. And what this is could be a fabrication or a tremendous distortion. Seen it many times. And that's what that sounds like to me. Well, you went the distance. You're something else, Kimberly. I'm not saying it was good or bad that you switched that for her.
Changing my schedule. Now I have to drive an extra day all the way over here because I live very far from the school. And I did all that just for her to be like, oh, she got upset for no reason.
Yeah, but is she talking to you now or not?
Disappointed. Yeah, she is, but not the same way. It's kind of like she gets upset if I study too much. She kind of bothers me a lot, like, oh, why are you overstudying? Or why are you doing this?
So she's very competitive, yeah.
Quiet.
Yeah.
It's
well, firstly, it was amazing. What you did was amazing. I respect that and admire what you did. It's amazing to me that you did it. Listen, you're a loyal person, and you kept up your end. That was very, very honorable. And sometimes, but doesn't mean the other people understand that. But I wouldn't. One thing is, you're not going to become a bitter person and say, some people end up with, oh, you can't trust anyone. People are no good. I'm just going to stay. No, I'm not saying you do that. People say, it's just my dog or my cat and me. I don't want anything to do with people. People end up with that. Yeah. That's not you. I'm just talking how some people go, they get pretty bitter over that.
Well, one thing that got me through it is like, what? God wanted me to go to this. God wanted me to take this class in person. And I feel like it's a lot better because with the professors, a little lenient than the other one. So I was like, hey, maybe this was supposed to happen. He wanted me to go, and now he wanted me to get that girl out of my life or something. I don't know.
Well, all I could say is that's a beautiful, beautiful story you shared. And
Thank you.
And it'll be preserved on this video. That's beautiful, beautiful.
Yeah.
Wow, wow.
Thank
That to
you.
me,
Yeah.
that to me is like greatness. That to me was
I'm
greatness.
trying to help people.
Well, you
Yeah,
manifested
help
greatness
people.
there. I know you do. I know you do. But don't go giving money to your boyfriend when you get a boyfriend again. Don't just start giving him money. When a guy wants to start borrowing from.
I stopped that. Yeah, yes, that's one thing that I will not.
Yeah,
I've done that
I
so
know.
many times, and that's
I don't do that. Yeah.
Thank you, doctor.
Yeah, you're welcome. Stacy, I know you're not feeling well. Are you able to add some comments or anything you want to add to what's being said?
I don't have a bunch to say tonight, but I hear everyone, and it was so helpful tonight.
Good, Stacy. I hope you feel better soon. I know it's
Thank
been,
you.
yeah.
Thank you, doctor.
And I hope your dog feels better. Hope so.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
It's been my privilege, my blessing to present to you a very, very important topic, loyalty.
The sea of destiny is in your deepest struggle. God's will and mine be one, and I wish you well. You are co-creator, respectfully real. There's a way in the valley that turns weakness to steel. We're known through all eternity. From strife we gain power, clothed in grace and love, disciples of honor. All the days of our lives refuse the way of shame. We wish nobody harm, have no one to blame. Your high calling will be done, and pure eyes now glow. In darkness crave the good, like waters from the desert flow. I pledge my love all the days of my life. I pledge my soul to all that is good. I pledge my heart to my brothers and sisters who I join in the light, leave a legacy of honor. We're known through all eternity. From strife we gain power, clothed in grace and love, disciples of honor. All the days of our lives refuse the way of shame. We wish nobody harm, have no one to blame. Your high calling will be done, and pure eyes now glow. In darkness crave the good, like waters from the desert flow.